Yo, 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 what's going on, everybody? We have a Tuesday evening in Quincy, about 6 p.m. I just got out of the Sage and Salt. I get the same thing every time, by the way. The egg rice bowl. Okay, egg rice bowl, which is like rice with an egg, hence the name, and spinach, and avocado, and they drizzle a sriracha. And I put some tamari on there for salt, and I call it good. It's like $7. It's one of the cheapest things on the menu. After tax and tip, it's like $9. 6 o'clock here on a Tuesday evening. I got to get back to my car, although I am kind of waiting for Little Dove to get a hold of me. She wants to meet up tonight for like I don't know, some kind of job in the middle of the night, like 3 in the morning. We're gonna transport something. What sounds clandestine, which I'm in, 100% in. I'm in. I'm here to help. Literally, anything she asks me to do, I would be happy to do for her, because she's kind of like the answer to like the diseased culture. I don't know how to put it other than that, but I'm not trying to overstate the obvious. But if I had, $100 million, I'd give her 50. Let her do what she wants, because it would fix everything. And then I could use my 50 to fix my end of the bargain. And that would be great, If we each had $50 million, overnight the world would be different. But I don't know. I'm not gonna try to make it a tooth. The more I do these videos, the more I'm like, first of all, the more I'm aware of my tooth, but because I'm looking at myself a lot. But the only practical problem with this missing tooth is it makes me whistle when I do my S's. Like when you go pss, 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 for a kitty cat. Now, I've heard it a couple times, a distracting whistle. Okay, so I got an issue tonight in that it's nearly sunset. It's going to be cold tonight. I got to walk back to my bike, which I left behind Safeway Perco's at shopping center. Just had a nice dinner, they just mentioned, and the egg rice bowl. Okay, let's get back to that. There's training a new cook, and she forgot the avocado. And the spinach was tough. And I'm not one to complain, but I kind of needed the calories, especially like on such a limited budget. $9 to most of you is like, you just sweat that off, it's no big deal. But like, to me, that's typically, I could eat for a day on $9 pretty well if I had a kitchen. Actually, really well on $9. I was averaging about $15 a day in Idaho and eating like a king. So, not having a kitchen, I'm then left to my own devices and beholden to the what's available in the community. By the way, the only thing available in this community on a Tuesday afternoon at 1 o'clock was literally Subway. So I think I brought that up in my last video. $10 for a 6-inch tuna sandwich. Sandwich only. Bring back Jared, the $5 footlong. I'm kidding. I did like the $5 footlong. Subway is no longer like, the point of Subway was you can get a lunch and a drink and a cookie for a big old sandwich for like $8. Now it's like 20 for the same thing. These things are strange. There's inflation and there's like insanity. So at what point does it become insanity? Well, let's talk about that, because this is the pressure cooker. This is like where the lobster's in the pot, and like we don't realize the temperature's going up. You don't feel that? You don't feel all of it? Babylon turning up the dial, cooking us to death. You don't feel that? Because I feel it. Literally is how I got priced out of San Diego. I'm working at a bike shop, making $14 an hour, running an S-Works bike shop where the rent, I'm sure, was $20,000 a month. And I'm getting $14 an hour, no commission. So, and I'm paying $850 a month rent at this studio cottage in La Mesa, which I did some research, and the same place 10 years later, same exact place, is $19.50 a month. So kind of like Subway sandwiches going from 5 to 10 to 15 to the dials being turned up, the pressure, the things they do to attempt to control and cajole us, constrain us, and influence us to succumb to the programming. What's the programming? What is the Let's dive into this in 5 minutes and 55 seconds in this video. What is the programming? What am I resisting? What am I putting out my effort to resist? What am I trying to demonstrate? Why will I not take a job? Well, my job is to do this, to teach you all, to open your eyes, wake up to their, insanity. It's insane. It's truly, truly insane. There are people whose money makes more money than I could make ever from working, doing something useful. Framing houses, doing landscaping, building, backyard oases, etc. Cleaning swimming pools, designing swimming pools. In the future, I will be turning those swimming pools into living ponds. That's a whole nother natural ponds in backyards. That's a whole nother ball of wax. But on a wage basis, if I was making wages, even a decent wage, if in San Diego, for example, that place is now $19.50 a month. The rule of thumb is your rent or your mortgage should not be more than 1/3 of your monthly net income. I think it's either net or gross. I don't remember. But so I'd have to make $58.50 a month. Let's see. Full time is 160 hours a month. $58.50 is 35 wouldn't even cover it. I mean, we're getting close to $40 an hour net. I'd have to make $40 an hour as a contractor or a journeyman, some electrician or something. Which, you'd have to start that process at 18 and go to, classes, to technical school, and be like on that path at a young age, or you would never, never, never be able to afford to even just live alone in an American city these days. And that is intentional. Trust me, that's intentional. The moneyed, landed masses or gentry with power have turned up the dial, and they're saying, let them eat cake. Truly what's going on. And historically, when it gets to this kind of fever pitch, the villagers rise up with pitchforks and torches and burn the Bastille down. We're not far from that. I don't know. I don't understand why we're not doing that. I mean, just from a human perspective, how we're just putting up with the bullshit, Just so you're all aware, for me to live rent-free, I've been turned into a criminal. And I've had to run for my life, like, with all of my skill, wisdom, strength, daring, courage, all of the above are put to the test every damn day. Yesterday was a particularly trying ordeal. I got the car jumped, and I had to get it out of where it was under threat of arrest. Literally under threat of arrest. Federal warrant for my arrest for residing on the National Forest. And I did my level best to comply by their 2-week rule. I'd stay for a couple weeks and leave, stay for a couple weeks, leave. The last time I was there and they caught me, I was literally stranded there and stuck there by the damage done to the car. So I'm a solutions-oriented individual. I am a reasonable individual. I am an intelligent individual. I have strength. I have skill. I have, insight. I have all the things that typically would make someone successful in this culture. But what I'm doing is poking at the bear of Babylon to expose it for its bullshit, because it seems that most of you are just on the tread. You're just rats on the wheel. You're just little gerbils powering the system that you don't. Maybe you question it and you're frustrated and all that, but you aren't doing anything about it on a mass scale. I'm doing something about it. I'm literally doing the thing that will fix this. So if you can't see that and understand what I'm doing and who I am, I'm sorry, I can't help you. I put a post up the other day that if you don't understand what I'm doing and why, then you're not going to survive what's coming. And I don't make the rules. That's just the way it is. That sounds like a massive demonstration of ego. What it is just honesty. I know who I am. I know what I'm doing. And this is my job. To poke the bear. Poke, poke, poke. I'm poking this bear. And of course, the bear reacts. And the reaction is intense. Actually, more intense than I had anticipated, and came quicker under less provocation than previously, anticipated. Namely, I mean, they came out in front of me at my camp, and I'm like, look at it. It looks great out here. Look at how beautiful it is. And someone who's reasonable will be like, okay, that's cool, but you got to leave. We're not going to fine you, but I see you misunderstood the situation. Da da da. I see you're working hard to make it right. Da da da. Maybe on the first visit, when they saw the car on blocks, that it looked like a tweaker camp. Like, make your point, write a ticket, and wait and see what the fallout is. And since I moved the car within 3 days, and that wasn't easy. It took a lot of I got a lot of help financially and otherwise to get the car out of there. Pastor Rob, etc., paying for it out of his own pocket. That wasn't necessary. So I got a lot of help. And I would have thought when they revisited the spot and saw the progress, they'd have been like, hey man, good job. Is there anything we can do to facilitate your success? Because, what needs to happen in this culture is we have to be facilitating each other's success. And if we're not, you're part of the problem. You're actually making it worse if you're not facilitating your friends' success. And you're and strangers and people coming into your community that are just here to help, like myself. We're not a dime a dozen. We don't just show up out of the blue, every Tuesday. Quincy gets like one of me. And that's it. Like, after me, there's nobody coming. There's nobody coming after me to help you guys through this, what's coming. Because what's coming after me is chaos. If I don't fix all this and keep them out, what's coming are the zombies are coming up the hill. You understand? Do you actually understand? Because that's the reality of the situation you're all in right now. Because I'm keeping them at bay. I'm inviting people who are willing to do the work. I'm inviting people who know what they're doing. I'm inviting people with a heart and a conscience and wisdom. But look at La Mesa back in the Black Lives Matter riots. Two banks burned down in downtown La Mesa. Burned to the ground in my hometown. Do you not see? You're just not putting it together, yo. Y'all aren't. It's just not computing. It does not compute. File not found. HTTP 404. In your minds, it's not adding up. And you think you're doing the right thing. You think your police are doing the right thing. You think your authorities are doing the right thing. You think you're just delusional. You're all just delusional. I'm sorry, but those are the facts. So that's me rambling as I walk. I walk from Sage and Salt here in front of Round Table now. My bike's around the corner. I was hoping to hear from Dove. She wanted some help tonight. I need to know where to meet her. She didn't tell me that yet. So I had to make a choice. Either I ride back to my car right now, or I stick around town and just kind of meander where there's internet connection and wait for a message from her, maybe take a nap somewhere. But, here's a bike. Here's where I see my bike shop in the future. I want this location. I want this spot. I want this. I want this to be my corner of repair and demonstration of finished bikes ready for sale. I want this to be Instagram famous. I want this to be YouTube famous. I'm going to be famous. I mean, that's clear as day, obviously. Look at me. That's not ego. That's just recognition of the way things go. I'm aware of how things work. I'm paying attention. I'm pretty damn smart. The trends and the things that come in and out of fashion. What doesn't go out of fashion ever is wisdom. And I embody that. So take it or leave it. I'm telling y'all what's up. It's the truth. I don't make the rules. I just follow them and enforce them with his help. There's no escaping this. Yeah. There's no way out. No way out. I do love you guys. I'm doing this for you. And time will tell. Time will prove me right. And I'll finish with a scripture. I didn't do a $10 word. I'm sure there was one in there somewhere, but I didn't do a $10 word quite yet. Exegesis, maybe. That's one $10 word. Hermeneutics, that's another one. Hermeneutics. Let the Bible interpret itself. Let the Bible speak for itself. Hermeneutics. Let's go with Psalm chapter 16. And I've quoted this one before. David talks about there are eternal pleasures at your right hand. Psalm 16:11. He created pleasure. He created you to experience pleasure. He created you to enjoy walking around and meandering and getting to know your neighbors and helping your neighbors and learning about them and what they need and what helps them succeed. And it's your job to help them succeed. This culture where you just gather all your bullshit, keep it to yourself and put up your fences and have your guns and build your arsenal and that's Idaho. And I saw it for myself, and it's disgusting. Didn't your mother ever teach you to share? Yeah, no. You're going to share whether you like it or not. And that's just the way the cookie crumbles, y'all. God bless America. Over and out.